Hello everyone, welcome back to some Spring Falls. I realized you can, I don't know, the previous episodes they sort of started in the middle of a puzzle because I hadn't closed the game. And I couldn't find, there's no way to get back to the main menu from inside the game. All you can do is like, oh, by the way, if you like, what is going on? I don't know. Sometimes it just like puts itself into Portuguese, and like right now it seems to have mixed up the language settings and the other settings. It's very confusing, right? Like I'm clearly on the language selection menu, but it's showing me the stuff that's supposed to go under it. It's just like messed up. Anyway, there's no way to go back to the main menu or to the splash screen without closing the game and restarting it. You hit exit, it just exits the game. Anyway, I think this is where we left off, right? I know we don't want to read the select menu debacle. Also, I don't know how much is down there, so like, oh gosh, we were on this one. This is an interesting bit of dirt. How the heck do you use that? I guess you have to get a waterfall to one of the squares around it. Okay. And then, how do you get green onto it? Because, like, okay. First thing to note is that, like, there's only one legal move right now. These are not legal moves. They make no sense. They just throw away water. So this is obviously the first step, because there was nothing else legal to do. Now what? It would be nice to make progress on this thing. Get it to stop flooding. One thing we could do is lower both of these. I don't know if that's good, but it works. It does something. And it would let us connect up with this dirt if we say, oh, actually, we would have to lower this, but that's not enough because there's still water coming in from here. Also, it fills back up anyway because of this waterfall. Sure. And, like, you could do this, but that just immediately destroys the whole puzzle. Well, no. If you could find a way to put water back into it, maybe. But okay, at the moment I don't see any way to usefully do that. But maybe that's the idea, is you use this waterfall to kind of carve out the shape you want. Then you cut off the waterfall and then splash some water into it with this thing. Now, that said, I don't see any way to make progress right now. Do I? Maybe... Because, like, how do you even trap water anywhere in this thing? Right? Because the whole point of this area up here is that you can, like, let this go and splash water somewhere and it'll stay there and win the level for you. And where on Earth could we possibly even create an area that saves water? I think it can only be these two spaces, which don't look like they hold water now, but if we could raise up this dirt, they could. So I think we have to leave this square alone to form the border. These three hexes are going to be the border of our little pool here. Okay. So that means we have to do something with just these three, basically, right? We have to somehow get green spreading by messing with just these three? Are you kidding me? If I could mess with this one, that would be another story. Well, maybe I can. Maybe, I mean, it's harder. I have to have, like, this entire... If I have, like, these 3 be my pool, maybe, then... No, but then any of these would let... I couldn't lower any of these either. Huh. I mean, this is, as previously discussed, the only possible first step. And all the other next steps are obviously wrong, right? So, I must have some false assumptions somewhere. This is going to let water down once we've shut off the waterfall. It's going to go in a pool somewhere, and that pool will surely be bounded by this thing. And the water must include at least these 2 spaces, but perhaps more. And if there's water here, there can't be water here, because then it would fall off. So this space, I can prove, must never be lowered. I guess these spaces, I might as well lower immediately, right? Because if this is going to be up and green, there must be some way that there must be like green and water going to here, so it'll propagate over here, no problem. But what bugs me is, if I lower this, how will we ever get the water to stay in? Right? Like, in order... I have to find some combination of lowerings that breaks the path from the waterfall to this area, but that does not open a path from here to out here. And it seems impossible, right? The only way to break the path from the waterfall to here is to lower both of these, isn't it? Because if I lower any one of them, there will be a direct path. Yeah. It'll go to here, and cross to whichever one I leave up, and then to here. Now, okay, I guess here's a point, is I don't need this to stay up, necessarily. Maybe, like, cause, okay, I have to get green down to the level of this dirt. Which is interesting. It means I have to lower one of these 2. I think lowering either of them should be okay-ish. But I don't see how it helps, how it's enough. Like, there's a few kind of routes we could take here, and I don't see how to take any of them, but I'd like to enumerate them. Just to, like, I don't know, you guys are watching this to hear sort of what I'm thinking, right? So, we have to get water from here to one of the, not water, but green, from here to one of these 2, right? And we could do that by, first, cutting off the water supply so that this will spread, and then lowering one of the relevant squares to put water here, right? Or to put, but like this is no good because now there's just absolutely no way I can stop all the water from spilling out. I've carved an irreparable hole in the mountain. So the other way I can see that we might get green down here is to like lower this square before making green spread, and then like lower this square, and somehow make there not be waterfall on this square. Make this square not be flooded. But like, that's obviously impossible too, right? Huh. Is it possible that we're supposed to use this first? I guess that is possible, maybe. No, because if I do that, the water all just falls out and I have no more options. So it has to be this. This is the only possible first step. By the way, get out of here, you stupid waterfall. There you go. I can take arbitrarily many steps like that, but they're not productive. Just like, how do you get water off of this square? This is the only way I can see that does it. And this obviously loses, doesn't it? Because now if I hang on. What if I lower these even further? So that they're a pool that this water falls into but can't overflow. And let's say I do the same here. Now I can lower this. And this water won't spill over when I release it, right? Okay, this hasn't quite worked. But you can see the idea, right? No. What? Why won't you go? Is this too high? Yes. So I think I have to do, like... What, now you're... What? Ah, that doesn't work. Because this space is... If I lower this space, it's too low to provide water to here. And likewise this spot as well, huh? Okay, well this is no good. The water will just spill out. But I think that's the idea, is I have to make use of the level below this one, somehow. But I don't really see how? Like, I can lower this. Okay. That's interesting, I guess. But now that I look at it, actually, how the heck am I getting green over here? I was focusing on this guy. And that's tough enough. And in fact, I haven't solved that either. Because yes, I did save some water, but it wasn't high enough to power this. It would have to be in, you know... How the hell do you get green over here? That's an even bigger question. What? You have to leave one of these two up then, right? It's not possible otherwise. And I'm fairly sure it's better to leave this one up, because that gives us more room to play with in here. So let's lower this one. If I were to now shut off the waterfall, nothing good would happen. I have to do more than this. But I don't really understand exactly what. Well, no, hang on. I don't have to get the green from here to here if I can have this square be lit up by this dirt, right? So I could imagine lowering this square to move the dirt or the green over to this dirt, and then boom, getting it back up through here. But it's, again, really... I can't see any way to make a lake in here without getting this to rise. Is that accurate? Is there any hex here that currently is completely surrounded by rock? No. So if I want to make a pool... Well, okay, I could make a pool by digging something out twice. But I don't think that really helps. You guys see that, by the way? No, okay. There's a Steam pop-up showed up, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, broadcasting. It wasn't anything important, just, like, a notification about a game that's been on my wish list for years and years, even though I'm never going to buy it. Airport CEO. I'm not really that into management games, but it looked kind of cool. Anyway, so, like I was saying, we could make a pool here, but it's too low to be useful anyway, so, like, what's the point? I think. So if we want to make a pool, I think we have to raise this. How do we do that? We have to get this green a level lower. And, like, I just don't see how to do that without doing this, which we've looked at before. And that doesn't seem to work. I don't know, I mean... We can do this. We've done this in the past. Except we did something better before, right? Like this, maybe? Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Not really. Because there's no water high enough for all this stuff. I could make water high enough for some of it, like so. And then if I let this in, we'd be watering at least one plant. That's nice. Wait a minute, I got them all. This does count. It is close enough to handle this guy. Huh. Weird. I still don't understand the rule with, like, submerged lakes or digging below an area. Like, if you did this out once, it's like, okay, sure. You dig it out again, it's like, yeah, there's less there. But if you dig, like, even further, it's, like, just gone? I don't really understand how it all works. Alright, well, the only possible first moves are this, which is not immediately productive, but is probably fine. And this, which, like, clearly we're going to have to do at some point, right? Going to have to let water in there. I could lower this a couple times, but it doesn't really help. So let's start with the sort of obvious thing and then figure out how we're going to spread green anywhere. Kind of difficult to see, isn't it? I guess, like, we could try this and then just dig out this entire area one space at a time. And then, how do I get this green any further? I don't know. Well, I could lower this, I guess, and then this. That doesn't help. It sort of seems like there must be some process that they're trying to teach me here that I can repeat like 4 times to lower everything by a single step and get the green a bit further. Right? And that's what this level looks like. And the only, like, I don't know. The only way I can see to start is to spread the green a little bit. But then how do we get it any further? We need this space to be powered by water, and also touching another space that's powered by water. How could that ever happen? Ah, we need to have done some digging over here first, I think, like that. Uh-huh. Okay, but first we need to also dig this space out, I think? And then we can just lower this a bunch. So I was wrong. There isn't some process you can repeat several times. Oh! There is. You have, right, because you have to lower this. Well, this is fine. I'd have to get water over here again. Or a waterfall, so I can lower it as much as I want, that is. And then kill off the waterfall. Alright. What's the deal here? 1 water source. Looks like the only meaningful first step is this one. Oh, I see. It's like, one thing that bothers me, by the way, about this game, just the tiniest bit, is like, it looks very pretty, but the color scale is a little bit muted for me. It's hard to tell that this is green. I can see it, but it's like a little hard. But like this, it's so hard. Anyway. So I appreciate that they don't start the level like that. They start it like this, so I can tell where it is at least, even if I have to squint a bit. And this is not the only green. There's also some over here. Here. Okay. So like that's that handles this area. If I like lower this, for example, we've got that area covered. Now obviously we don't want to just do that. We can do this, and that handles this area. But the question is, what do you do about this, right? And that's an interesting question. Because like it's easy to get green down there, but you can't get any water down there, right? And plus you ruin this guy's life. You could do it this way. So somehow we have to get okay, one question I want to ask is this a one-way switch, or can we ever like we can start the waterfall, we can stop the waterfall. Can we ever put the waterfall back? I think the answer is no, right? There's no way I can connect this up so that the waterfall comes back here. So once we lower this, we're working only with pools. Okay. So like you can put a pool here, and like here, I guess. But if you try to lower this, then there won't be any way to keep the water in for this guy, right? And by the way, it's impossible to ever solve the puzzle while this waterfall is going, because it's guaranteed to be covering this space. That's its only entry here. So we can break the puzzle down and say there's the first stage while the waterfall is up and you do stuff. And then the second stage when you take the waterfall away. And then possibly a third stage where you adjust things post-waterfall. But I bet you don't need a third stage. Well, maybe you do to move around some green to get it down here. Yeah, there actually kind of has to be a post-waterfall stage, doesn't there? You know what? I wonder if this green actually belongs to this flower and should never help this one. Because I think we could form a single pool that feeds both of these guys. Like, I was imagining that after we spread the green here, we lower this. Okay, now just doing that is not great. We have to have like done things differently before that. For example, I think this. Oh. Well, my idea was something like this. I don't think it quite works. Oh! We don't need a pool here to power this flower. It's getting powered from behind as well. So what that means is I can temporarily abandon these upper two flowers and dig out a little... Oh, I can't dig it. Okay. But I think I can do that before unleashing the waterfall, right? Dig this out as a place to hold this guy's water. Then let the waterfall in. And the point of this area is not to feed this flower, but to be a reservoir of water to let in here. I think. But I can't lower this again, huh? What if I lower it first? Am I just dead, or am I totally fine? I think I'm totally fine. Yes, and then we lower this. No, that doesn't work. I want to lower this 2 steps at once, because then the water would come here and it would like pool up in this space. So maybe I need to have lowered it before doing all this? I don't think that works though. Yeah. I need this as a holding spell, right? Huh. Well, I guess even if I could lower this 2 steps at once, I wouldn't be moving the green onto here. This, like, no matter how much I lower it, it doesn't, like, connect to this or something stupid like that, right? No, of course not. Okay. That does this. And this looks so close. But there's just nowhere to put this water. I have to lower this. And I want this water to stay there. Obviously, that's not how water behaves. Huh. But, like, I think this is the right kind of idea. Is, like, making a pool down here for this guy. Why did I lower this? Maybe I don't have to do that yet. But then this doesn't sprout, right? I can leave this up here, but it's still... And doing this first is not helpful, is it? It spreads the green, I guess. But it means I can't dig this twice. Can I? Maybe I can. No, if I could just lower this, I'd be fine. Because then I could lower this as well. No, this wouldn't have any water. Okay, so I mean, is it even conceivable we don't want to lower this? I think no, that's insane. Having this lowered is a strict improvement. And... I mean, we can make a pool here. Oh. Maybe that's the point. I don't want a pool here necessarily. Maybe I'm fine with this pool. Oh, but then how am I getting the green down, right? Yeah. I'm not even... Yeah. I need this to be up for this area to get anything done. I mean, this position is obviously a non-starter because we didn't make the necessary adjustments down here. But since I don't yet know what those adjustments are, I thought I'd have a look at it. Like, what the hell is the deal with this space, right? Why is this here? I don't know. I guess the puzzle designers for this game apparently didn't mind leaving a few, like, non-essential elements around. For example, this. This is obviously not important, but it's just there for aesthetics. And so I can't conclude that I have to do anything with this. I can't say they put it there for a reason. Likewise, this stair setup, there could just be, like... They could have just put this here and it would be the same. But I can't see any use for this square. The only value it would have is as a water source for this, if you could get a waterfall onto it. But you can't after removing the waterfall for the rest of the universe, so... I think this square is completely inconsequential. I guess it could also serve as a place to hold green for a bit, maybe? But I don't think there's any universe where that actually matters. It's just like sort of an in-principle kind of thing. So this is kind of our, like, working theory, right, as we do this. It just, like, doesn't quite work. Or, no, we had to also lower this, right? Oops. Yeah, the problem is as soon as I lower this, I completely lose access to everything. Because all of my water is gone. And if I, like, try to separate this, I completely ruin everything. There you go, put the water back. Amazing. I just don't see any way to make, like, analytical progress on this. I'm now realizing I didn't give the, didn't remember to give the warning I sometimes do at the beginning of playthroughs on this channel, which is that I am not a completionist. I generally do not completely finish any game on the channel, and if that bothers you, you should not start watching. I say that because I'm thinking, like, you know, maybe this is the right time to end the playthrough here in video, I think, 4. Because I'm just like, I'm lost on this, and I don't really look forward to starting up a new video in the middle of this and, like, trying to keep going. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool puzzle. Both a good puzzle game and also this puzzle itself is a good one. I just don't know how to solve it. And, like, we could skip ahead, but it's already been over half an hour. So... And it's not like the later puzzles are going to get easier, right? Yeah, so, I don't know, like I said, there's, at the beginning of the playthrough, I did mention there's a number of, like, a small number of simple mechanics, but they play out in complicated ways, and so if you're into puzzles and you enjoyed these 55 puzzles, there are an unknown number of... Oh wait, is that all? Interesting, there's only 60 puzzles total. So we're right near the end. Or wait, no, we're on 55, yeah. There's 60 total. So we're very close to the end, but I'm not going to finish it. Like I told you, I'm not a completionist. I sort of run out of, oh gosh. This was actually skipping forward, which is not what I wanted to do. We were on 55 and we're just sort of lost. So there's 6 left you could do, I guess. I think this game was pretty cheap, just a couple bucks on Steam, right? Let me go look it up, actually. Just a minute. And Steam says I played the game for 4 hours over the course of, like... Hello? Where's my... Come on, I said take me to the store page. It's not going. Okay. Yeah, it's like $7 bucks. And if you want the soundtrack as well, you can get that for $3 more. It's a nice, relaxing soundtrack. See, there you go. One final farewell. So I think we're gonna wrap up the playthrough here. Once again, just frustrating, perhaps, or no, frustrating is the wrong word. Not quite disappointing, not quite frustrating. What's a word that's in between those? Let down? Oh, that's a good one. Kind of. Letting down, maybe? Yeah. We'll say we disappointed the folks who were hoping for a full game playthrough. But that's what you get. You should have listened to the disclaimer in episode 4 before you started episode 1 if you were going to be bothered by that. Okay, so that's Spring Falls for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this little playthrough. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.